Hello and welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English Edition. As usual, we bring to you the top and major highlights of tonight. The President of the Republic receives a special envoy from Sudanese General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. And on the international scene in Congo, the toll rises to nearly 400 dead in floods that took the country. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our blood viewers. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, received this morning at the Palace of the Republic the Special Envoy of the Sudanese General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, Mr. Dafallah al-Hajj Ali. Bearing a written message from the President of the Transitional Serving Consul General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the audience between the President of the Republic and the Special Envoy of General Burhan was used to discuss the current situation in Sudan following the military clashes that broke out in Khartoum between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Force. During the discussions, the President of the Republic affirmed the importance of putting a definitive end to the military clashes and the tension, which is the only way to end the current crisis situation in Sudan. The head of state welcomed the ongoing talks between the representatives of the Sudanese army led by Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the Rapid Support Forces led by Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo Hamditi in the Saudi city of Jeddah, the native of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the United States. The president then took advantage of this audience to reiterate his belief in the need for an inclusive political agreement to overcome the Sudanese crisis. The head of state added that the Republic of Djibouti provides all necessary support to Sudan for the return of stability and peace in this brotherly country. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Ambassador of Djibouti to Sudan, Mr. Issa Khairi Roble, the Diplomatic Advisor of the President, Mrs. Fathia Jama Udin, all took place in this audience. The Sudanese Special Envoy Mr. Dafal Al-Hajj Ali has indicated in an interview the main topics discussed with the President of the Republic, and I quote, "I am very happy that I am here in Djibouti today. The Republic of Djibouti is a brotherly country and a very close friend to Sudan. I was supposed to make my first visit to Djibouti, but due to the President's trip outside the country, this meeting took place today. I discussed at length with the President of the Republic and I conveyed the greetings of his brother, the President of the Transitional Sovereign Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. I explained to him the evolution of the situation in Sudan. The President of the Republic has expressed his solidarity with the brotherly people of Sudan. I tell the President of the Republic that we want a lasting peace and that war is not our choice, and we believe in solidarity, in a lasting resolution to the current conflicts in Sudan. We want to solve this crisis and find a lasting solution for ourselves and the Sudanese people." Then the Sudanese Special Envoy Mr. Dafal Al-Hajj Ali stressed that during the audience with the head of state, we have requested the President of the Republic to provide us with his advice and expertise to end the crisis in Sudan. The current situation in Sudan and the humanitarian situation forced the different parties in this conflict in Sudan to an immediate ceasefire, and they accepted this agreement. The ceasefire is an initiative of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States. At the moment, talks are underway in Jeddah, and we ask the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, for his wise advice and substantial support, and we have strong confidence in the ability of the President of the Republic and his expertise in conducting peace missions and play a leading role as a mediator to find the tools and solid mechanism to continue these talks and find a solution to this crisis. Djibouti is well known for its wisdom and its essential role in managing not only this crisis, but all of the crises, but also the crises that the countries of the region have experienced over the years. We wanted the President of the Republic to give us his support and his clear vision. We know that the President, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, is known for his support for peace and stability in conducting peace missions and reconciliation. 1 week after the launch of the International Research Network of the Great Green Wall in Djibouti, we will present you tonight a special report on the Great Green Wall and the roles of the scientific community. Check out this following report.
Le développement d'un pays dépend de sa recherche scientifique et de son implication.
The Minister of Higher Education and Research said that the Great Green Wall for the Sahara and Sahel, commonly known as the Great Green Wall, is the African Union's flagship initiative to combat the effects of climate change and desertification in Africa. The initiative aims to transform the lives of millions of people by creating a mosaic of green and productive ecosystems in North Africa, the Sahel, and the Horn of Africa. Initially conceived as a long 15-kilometer wide corridor running 7,800 kilometers across the continent through 11 countries, the world will run from Dakar, Senegal to Djibouti, covering approximately 117,000 kilometers or 11.7 million hectares. The landmark initiative, officially launched in January 2007, is evolving into the set of interventions designated to address the challenges facing the people of the Sahel and Sahara. The project, introduced in 2002, is facing criticism over its strategy and utility. Desertification and climate change are the global challenges being already a particularly vulnerable area to climate change. Sub-Saharan Africa is now facing many challenges, often interconnected, such as cyclones, floods, drought, desertification, and land degradation. In the Sahel, as an estimated 29.2 million people are food insecure, and of which 9.4 million are likely to experience this extreme food deficit. It is in this difficult context that the African Union launched the Great Green Wall project in 2007, a project that aims to halt desertification and land degradation in the Sahelan zone and improve the living conditions of the population while preserving agroecosystems and agropastoralists in 11 countries in the Sahara and Sahel between Senegal and Djibouti. But a project of this magnitude requires the effective collaboration of all the key players in the implementation of the Great Green Wall project. The scientific community is the latest to join the flagship initiative of the African Union. In terms of scientific research, Djibouti is committed to becoming an open scientific platform to better guide our mitigation and adaptation policy, said the head of state at the opening ceremony of the OREC Observatory. I propose to follow an extract of his speech. The Center for Studies and Research of Djibouti is a public institution of a scientific nature. The main mission of CERD is the implementation of research and technological development programs within the framework of choice and priorities set by the Ministry of Higher Education and Research in line with the objectives set up by the government. The CERD includes 6 specialized institutes, including the Institute of Life Sciences, which is responsible for the implementation of research programs filed combating desertification and environmental preservation. The Republic of Djibouti was honored to host the launch of the International Research Network of the Great Wall under the high patronage of Prime Minister Abdelkader Kamel Mohammed. The Minister of Higher Education and Research launched and on Tuesday, April 25, at the Campus Key Hotel, the International Research Network of the Great Green Wall, coordinated by the Institute of Research for Development. This network of scientists aims to provide a framework for mobilizations for sustainable management of land and territories in the Great Green Wall. This seminar brought together for 2 days the key actors of the implementation of the Great Green Wall project, including a group of 115 researchers representing 7 countries out of 11 countries involved in the Great Green Wall. The Minister of Higher Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, reviewed the launch of the networks and the involvement of the researchers, the recurrence and resurgence of impact despite various actions plans to fight, reminded the urgency of a regional approach based on a common commitment, concerted actions.
The acting Secretary General of the Ministry of Health chaired a 4-day workshop from May 8 to 11, marking the beginning of the implementation of SOMARS Surveillance, Outbreak Response, Management and Analysis System in Djibouti. SOMARS is a state-of-the-art digital platform created to strengthen the prevention and control of infectious diseases. The new system meets strict standards for data protection, good scientific practices, and open access policies. Djibouti is the first member of IGAD to adopt SOMARS as its standard integrated disease surveillance and response solution. This development aligns with the Djibouti government's commitment to digitize services and improve healthcare delivery for its residents, visitors, and guests. The IGAD Digital Health team is overseeing the sub-project with the goal of sharing its achievements with other member states and supporting their efforts to strengthen their disease surveillance and monitoring systems. This initiative aligns with the resilience goals of IGAD member states, promoting better health outcomes and overall well-being in the region. The annual forum on investment, AIM Global 2023, was inaugurated on Monday in Abu Dhabi under the high patronage of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Chairman of the Executive Council of Abu Dhabi. During this forum, our country was represented by Mr. Musa Mohammed Ahmed, Ambassador of Djibouti to the United Arab Emirates, organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology in the development of economic development of Abu Dhabi. This year's 12th edition is under the theme Shifting the Investment Paradigm, Future Investment Opportunities to Foster Sustainable Economic Growth, Diversity and Prosperity. This global forum, which is one of the largest investment gatherings in the world, has seen the participation of a large number of ministers, government officials, senior officials of international organizations, policymakers, investors from over 170 countries around the world, as well as over 600 prominent speakers and economic experts in more than 160 dialogue sessions. This Tuesday, the movement of the United and Indivisible Youth organized a training and orientation seminar for youth on job search mechanisms at the Sheraton Hotel under the theme Job Search Techniques for Young People, Qualities to Integrate into the Labor Market and Stay Competitive. 70 unemployed youth, graduates or not, with various profiles as well as disabled youth participated in this capacity building seminar. The objective of this seminar was to provide young graduates looking for a job with the essential tools to identify, apply, and get a job through job search skills in private and public companies. This important seminar was attended by the President of the Youth Movement, the Director General of INAB, the Vice President of the Youth Movement, the Secretary General, as well as the representatives of NFIP. At the end of the seminar, the participants did not fail to express their opinion on the job search technique for this opportunity offered by the training organized by the Youth Movement. They also pleaded for this kind of seminar to be amplified for the benefit of youth. In the day of Monday, a visit of inspection of the experimentation of the Japanese culinary programs was made to the Hotel School of Arta by the first consular of the Ambassador of Japan in Djibouti, Mr. Oshima Hiryukui, as well as the coordinator of the volunteers of the Office of the GK in Djibouti, accompanied by the private cook of the Ambassador. Upon their arrival at the Hotel School of Arta, the principal of the school, Mr. Ali Mohammed Darar, warmly welcomed the delegation in the presence of the Djibouti Prefect of Arta, Mr. Mohammed Fawzi Ahmed Asowe, before starting a visit to the kitchen of the school, where young students have prepared recipes of traditional Japanese cuisine. This activity was part of the training of the skills of young people to various specialties of cooking and the partnership of cooperation existing between MENFAB and the Embassy of Japan here in the Republic of Djibouti. The detachment of police in the region have intercepted at the border of Galilee an important merchandise of qat smuggling. These interceptions of merchants illegally introduced into the national territory are part of the fight against smuggling all kinds. During this operation, 4,200 kilograms of qat were intercepted. Smugglers wanted to bring to the capital of Djibouti. According to the standard procedure in force, this quantity was transmitted to the brigade and destroyed and put in smoke and fire on the spot in the presence of the head of customs of brigade of Ali Sabih, Mr. Mohammed Mu'min Hassan. We go to Congo now, where floods and landslides caused by heavy rains on Thursday in South Kivu, in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, have left at least 394 people dead and their bodies recovered. According to a new tour released Sunday by an administrative official, a provisional official report on Friday evening by authorities in South Kivu province, at least 176 people have died. Several villages have been submerged, many houses washed away, fields devastated, when rivers have burst their banks under the effect of torrential rains. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Take care.